My name is Lea Tsukimura, and this is my wife, Betsy. We have a one-year-old daughter, Lea, who was born deaf, profoundly.
When Lea was first diagnosed as being deaf, we really struggled with how to communicate with her. Obviously, our natural tendencies were to be verbal, and then we learned that she wasn't getting any of that input. So it was really a scary place to be. I think there was a lot of fear surrounding our communication because we knew some basic signs at that point, but we didn't know when you're looking at an infant, you don't know whether they're able to even see your signs or understand. And so it was a lot of guessing and just really being uncomfortable with how we're communicating with her. Is she understanding anything I'm trying to express to her? And I feel like we had to rely a lot on facial expressions or just gestures that she couldn't attach any meaning to. And I remember thinking, oh, maybe if I sing to her, she'll hear the vibrations in my throat and know that I'm trying to communicate with her. But I didn't know that she was going to be able to know that we loved her. I think that was our biggest fear, is we didn't know if we could really communicate with her. Just the basic thing any parent wants to communicate with their child. So then, once we started getting more involved with HSDC, and the home family visits especially helped us develop a communication plan with Lea. It allowed us, I think, confidence in knowing that the approaches that we were using were working with her. And then over time, as she got a little bit older, she started to become more interactive, and we could see her really understanding that we were communicating with her, and she would start to communicate back to us just through gestures or signs or pointing or something like that. And that's when we really started to feel more rewarded that the time we'd spent learning ASL and the time we'd been investing in the home visits really does pay off, and it's given us an avenue now to communicate with Lea. Just a few months ago, Lea was probably around 10 or 11 months old, and I was feeding her dinner, and Aya wasn't home yet. So I was on my own, and I had her milk bottle sitting in the kitchen, and then I was sitting in the dining room with her at her high chair giving her food, and she kept pointing at something in the kitchen like she frequently did, and I never knew what she was pointing at or what she really wanted. And I tried to assign to her, what do you want? Do you want the banana? Do you want the apple? What do you want? And she clearly signed milk to me at that point, and she was pointing at the bottle, and that was the moment when I thought, oh my gosh, we just had a conversation. I said, what do you want? And she pointed to the bottle and signed milk, and I understood it, and I brought her the milk right away and said, oh, good job, Lea, that was great. And that was our first moment that I felt we had true communication.
Meeting with HSDC, being involved in HSDC programs, and also great resources HSDC had, which are a number of staff members here are also deaf people, and then they're completely, freely, open-armedly share their experiences as to how they grew up as deaf, and how they, what their lifestyle is like, what kind of experience they went through as a school children, and that has been a tremendous effect on us. We're very confident at this point that our daughter is going to be okay. She'll be able to accomplish whatever she wishes, she wants to accomplish in her life, and then that's hugely because of what HSDC has provided for us.
I know that HSDC is a nonprofit organization, and without the support of donors, they wouldn't be able to provide all of the services that we've received. And without that support, we wouldn't be able to communicate with our child, and families like us wouldn't be able to communicate with their children. And so the support that HSDC receives from its donors is critical, not only to their organization, but also to the ability of families like ours to communicate with our children.